When I found out I was pregnant with my son, I made the logical choice to pick the father that made the most money. It really be your own people, dude. My 16-year-old just found out that his dad isn't his real dad anymore because of my bitter-ass sister.
16.
She claims it's for his own good. But in what way is that for his own good? When I found out I was pregnant with my son, I made the logical choice to pick the father that made the most money. His real dad was working at McDonald's for like $8.25 an hour. I don't want that as a man. And I got pregnant, and so I picked the richer dad. And although the richer dad didn't take care of him and hasn't been around, he does pay child support, and he pays a lot, and it pays for a majority of my rent. Well, my sister never liked that, and I finally let her have my son thinking I could trust him. And she tells my son and confides in him that his dad isn't his real dad. And now he went and found his real dad behind my back with my sister. And they are all trying to fight and get my son taken away from me. My son doesn't want to live in my house. We haven't talked in 3 days. I think it's the most miserable thing a person can ever do is ruin some shit like that. I picked the right choice. Now who's going to pay my bills now? Because now they also told that the guy that's been on child support all these years, and he's trying to come after me and sue me for all the money he's been paying. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, I didn't do anything wrong here.
Bump one gorilla versus 100 men. They're going to need to get 100 gorillas versus a single woman's accountability. I am not sure how true that this content is, at least coming from her. But what it is that she's saying is a real thing. Women will commit paternity fraud because they want to select the father that is making more money to have a better impact on the money that she receives from said father, utilizing her womb as a ticket to lie, to scam, to fund the lifestyle that they are too lazy to work for themselves. I will never understand how fraud is illegal, but paternity fraud is not. Oh, wait, I know exactly why. See, fraud impacts how the government can receive money via taxes, whereas paternity fraud, of course, the state gets paid more the more that they siphoned from the father. So don't believe me? Look up Title 4D. When you look at things that do not make sense within our society, my response is follow the money. But through their greediness, they will never be punished. But you know who is the person that gets punished the most? The child. Roll the clip.
What is the most painful thing that's ever happened to you?
That I found out that the father, that I knew for 15 years, weren't actually my real father.
How did that make you feel?
15 years.
It made me feel broken, actually. I didn't know what to do. I tried to... It just like one day I came home, then I saw on my phone, like the phone that my mother had, and I saw on my phone that there was messages of my mother and my father talking that my father wasn't my actual father.
What a way to find out.
I didn't know what to do that time. I was going through depression, anxiety.
Thank you so much. Do you know who your real father is?
Yes.
How's your relationship with him?
Not so good. I don't actually feel a connection with him at all. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. And I had to find out by myself because no one would have helped me. So it was last year, December, I think, yeah. Then I had to go do some research about my father and that. They said he was doing drugs and that. So I went to go meet him, but he wasn't there. But I actually got my grandma and I was glad, but I still don't feel any connection with him at all. It just feels weird.
This young brother's name is Shahid Jacobs. This content was filmed in Cape Town, South Africa a few years back by a content creator that would randomly go up and ask people this question. Visually, we often see the pain that men or the fathers exhibit of either finding out that they are not the father or finding out that they've lost, let's say, 15 years of their biological child's life. Rarely do you see the child, who's now a man, speaking about his thoughts, feelings, and emotions during that time. As he describes it, it is broken. Same thing happened to my younger brother when he turned 18. We found out we didn't share the same dad. Our mother had cheated, and she knew the whole time and lied to us all. My brother ran away. This is absolutely heartbreaking. If I do a DNA test and the man I call father is not my father, my mom will end up in prison. Sorry to tell you, Shara, that there are not any paternity fraud laws to have a mother end up in prison. Now, there's financial fraud laws, right? Because, you know, the government needs that damn money. But when the man is just impacted for paternity, not only are there not laws, but DNA testing is not mandatory at birth. I think along with the selection for epidural should be a selection for DNA. They think that they are punishing the man, but end up damaging the children. I can relate, and trust me, it's the worst feeling ever. I found out at age 25. I hope the father you knew stays your father. Sending you hugs.
When I was 14, I found out that the person who I thought was my biological father was not. And I was told by my mom, and told, but don't say anything.
What?
But even before she told me, I always knew. In my family, it was an open secret. Everyone knew. Everybody knew that that my dad wasn't my biological dad. Everybody knew it except me.
I wonder if the dad knew.
And then I was told, don't say anything. So then when I was told, I had to just proceed as if I still didn't know, even though now I'm aware that everybody knows this.
So
thing.
everybody knows it, but no one's talking about it.
Everybody knows it, but nobody talked about it. It was just this thing, and my dad and my sister would talk like we were biologically related, even though now I know we're not. And it's like, oh, so now you guys are lying. Like it's
Whoa.
So now we have to play this game.
Now we have to play a game. We have to do this song and this dance, and I have to look in everybody's face knowing that you are all actively lying to me.
Whoa.
And I have to play along with this lie.
They've been lying so long that really at this point, they just have to keep up the lie. What you think the person that was the result of the lie is just going to sit down and corroborate the lies with y'all? Absolutely diabolical work. On this one, though, I'm a little bit surprised that the father knows about it as well and just tries to ignore it. How can you trust anybody in your family when this is the lie that they perpetrated that they want you to upkeep? Doing these videos is a godsend in understanding why your private information does not need to be on these public websites. Quick emergency meeting. I was recently searching for my name online and found way too much personal information, which brought me down this weird rabbit hole of how that could have happened, and found out that there's companies out there called data brokers that will sell your data to marketers, scammers, and even stalkers. And it's a nasty, disgusting feeling knowing that there's bad actors out there selling my information, selling your information for profit. But that's why I'm recommending today's sponsor, Aura. Now, I use Aura to automatically remove my information from these sites and keep my information off. But they do other things as well, such as bank fraud and identity theft alerts, VPN access. But guys, utilize my link down in the description box down below for a 14-day trial. At least see if you've been compromised. Privacy is king in this day and age, and you should know if your information is out there. So again, utilize my link, aura.com/MTR, in the description box down below to try 2 weeks free. That's way more than enough time to see if your personal data has been exposed. Go now.
If you met a woman, you guys got together, and you happen to get her pregnant, like within the first few interactions that you guys had. You guys become a couple. 9 years later, you find out that kid is not yours.
9 years?
9 years.
Somebody has to die. 9 years?
9
years? I'm going to work. I'm trying to provide for my family. And this ain't it? Nah. Somebody owes me something. Somebody owes me something, because what the f***?
What about the little man?
I'm not going to denounce him and say, oh, you a rotten kid, or you ain't do nothing.
But you know that kid's life is still destroyed no matter what.
Oh, that's cool, because now
That wasn't his fault,
we
though?
equal. We equal. I'm going through the same shit.
So can he still call you dad? Or
Oh, no, you can't call me dad.
His dad is a rat.
Nah, we not doing that.
9 years.
I don't even need you to hit me up right away. You got to give me some time. Yeah.
You know, after listening to this, I now have more empathy for the father in the last video, right? Like the last situation, and understanding why maybe he's going along with it as well, to a degree, right? And that reason is that I think, you know, we could take a look at a situation and be like, 9 years is crazy. I'm hurt. The child is in this weird situation. But yesterday, this child was calling you father. And if you've had a great 9-year relationship with somebody, you've taught them everything that you know, right? To just announce them the next day because of not the DNA, it is a lot easier said than done. Shit, that might even do you more psychological, emotional damage, like removing that relationship or that bond that you have, because it might actually multiply the grieving process, or at least the grieving from the news, but then you actually have to distance yourself away. It's a lot easier said than done. You could love people deeply without being DNA or biologically connected to them. We all know that. And it's crazy when you go down into these comment sections and to see how many people are identifying with the content. Crazy, because it's the exact same thing happened to me. Man, I am 32 and found out 2 months ago. I promised myself that I'll never set foot there. They all have a lot to keep up a lie. This happened to me at 35. I'm 26 and I just found out today I'm hurt. Oh my God, this is my life. I found out on my 25th birthday. It's too common. Now, when you say it's too common, the next logical question is MTR, how common is it?
30%.
That's 30% of all men who go to actually get paternity tested turn out to not be the father. So out of every 100, 30 of those will not be the dad. So it does leave me to wonder why, when a baby is born, why don't they just DNA test at that time?
Word.
Understanding the fact that sometimes the dad's not involved, but that seems like it would clear up a whole bunch of issues.
Yeah.
What's your thought?
Well,
Should they require DNA testing at birth?
well, absolutely. And let me also get a point home so that there's no confusion. That statistic is of fathers who, couples who question the DNA, fathers who question the DNA, and they question it, then 30% of the time it turns out that their question was correct. Of the fathers who never question it, who knows what the actual evidence is, but even if it's 1%, it's still too damn high. But all right, guys, this is a roller coaster of a video, but I think I'm done here today. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment box down below. Has paternity fraud impacted you within your life? Do you have anyone else that you know that's been impacted by it? Drop them down in the comment box down below. And if you have any arguments as to why paternity testing should not be required at birth, then let me know that as well. Shit, I've gone over content of this channel of women. It's all women. I've never seen a guy make this argument, but women making a good faith argument as to why paternity testing should not be required. I've gone over this content, so there's got to be those that are still out there. Drop those down up in the comment box as well so we can have a fruitful conversation. Until next time, YouTube. Peace.
She belongs to the street.
Girl, don't hold my hand. You a mattress actress on the OnlyFans. Get your money, girl, but damn, how is that your only plan? What you gonna do when you get too old to strip and dance? Get up out your echo chamber screaming period and yes. You a low down dirty woman if you try to get knocked up by